Are you looking for more than just a medication, a supplement to help improve your sleep quality? If so, then this video is for you. Who am I? I'm Dr. Val, an integrative sleep medicine physician and women's sleep expert, here today to discuss my holistic approach to help improve your sleep. It starts from the top bottom: mind, body, and soul. When someone comes in to see me in my medical practice, we talk about the mind, body, and soul. It's quite different to try to figure out why someone has a hard time falling asleep or staying asleep, as there could be different reasons for that. But in the context, we're always looking at the mind, body, and soul. So mind, what is keeping you from falling asleep? Are you anxious? Are you worried? Do you have ruminating thoughts? Is there something that you've gone through in the past? Maybe a trauma that you just haven't been able to get over. Maybe you don't actually feel safe to sleep at night. And so discussing this and other reasons why your mind has a hard time resting could be why you're having difficulty with your sleep. Because when sleep, after all, if I brought you to a lab and put the EEG leads on your head, what we're looking for is how fast or how slow your brain waves are actually firing. So consider all the things that may be going in your head that can keep you from falling asleep. And sometimes this actually can keep you from staying asleep as well. So next off is the body, and there's a whole laundry list of things that can happen with this. One of them that I always like discussing as much as I can in my videos is obstructive sleep apnea. It's a physical blockage of the upper airway, happens only during sleep. Common symptoms are snoring, gasping, and choking. And the reason I like to talk about it so much is that some of the research shows that up to 90% of women who potentially have it aren't even diagnosed. So if you have a hard time staying asleep, ladies, try not to grab that magnesium pill, because it may not be doing anything to open up your airway if you're not breathing well. I do have a video about magnesium if that's something you are interested in learning about. Other things that can affect the body that can keep you from sleeping is, waking up to urinate. This can be really pesky. Sometimes it's related to diabetes, drinking too much water, and even untreated sleep apnea. Sometimes medications can have side effects that disrupt our sleep quality. Some of the medications can cause more awakenings. Sometimes it can cause more fragmented sleep. Sometimes it can affect our REM, so that may be something to consider. Another thing to think about is pain. Sometimes it's hard for us to stay in one position for an extended period of time, and we're waking up either consciously or unconsciously to shift positions. Another thing to consider, I lump this in the body category, is your environment. Sometimes it's way too hot, and this is, even if you don't have hot flashes, sometimes your body temperature is just rising depending on what you're wearing, what your thermostat is set to. Sometimes your bedding doesn't contribute to that, or even your bed partner could be emitting a lot of heat, and that's waking you up at night. Another thing to consider, especially for women in midlife, are hormonal fluctuations. As we get older, our estrogen and progesterone levels fluctuate up until a point where they go really, really low when we're actually in menopause. And so when that action happens, it actually disrupts or lightens our stages of sleep. We have more light sleep, less deep sleep, and then even less REM sleep, which can affect our sleep quality. And so those are a bunch of things that can happen within the body realm. And then soul. This is something that I do enjoy talking about because not often people talk about these things. I lump in things like career. Maybe you're looking for another job. Maybe you're wanting to go full-time in your side hustle, or maybe you want to step down from a position, or maybe you just want to retire altogether. And guess what? These big decisions can really weigh on us at night. Another thing is that I see a lot of loneliness in my practice, and sometimes it's not so easy to discuss. Sometimes it's easier to discuss why, I can't sleep and I'm not sure why, but then these things are happening into my life. And sometimes people don't always make that connection. So think about your relationships and how that can impact your sleep. Or maybe there's relationships that you want to sort of rekindle and that are broken, and not sure how to have that conversation. One of the things I like to recommend to the people I work with is actually just to write a letter. Write a letter, and you don't necessarily have to give it to that person, but just maybe thank them for all the things that they've done for you. Sometimes this comes up with people who've already passed in our lives, and we can't talk to them about the things that we're currently going through, but it could be helpful just to write them down, write a love letter to them, And if you can give it to them and you're comfortable doing so, good. If not, it's just a great way to get things off of our chest, open up our soul, and really improve the quality of sleep that we have. Because what is sleep after all? When we're feeling calm, when we're feeling relaxed, then we can fully rest from a mind, body, and soul perspective. All right, ladies, I hope you found this video helpful. Until next time, please subscribe to the newsletter. Link is below. Sleep well.